We truly do live in the worst timeline possible, and I don't know when we crossed over into this alternate universe, into this alternate timeline, where everything is backwards, where nothing makes sense, but I'm convinced that Rian Johnson and The Last Jedi had something to do with it. This time we have Dylan Mulvaney is the new botched face of Bud Light. Either Bud Light doesn't know their customers, or they do and just don't give a shit. I'm guessing the latter. What a disgrace. They have to know, right? They're not this stupid where they think that they can post things like this, they can do things like this, and just straight up trash their target audience. And really any normal thinking human out there, anyone with common sense out there, doesn't like seeing things like this. If you haven't seen this video, viewer discretion is advised. This thing is disgusting. I just watched it for the first time. I already knew that this was happening since yesterday, but I watched this video for the first time, and I wish I was recording my face. I have never felt this level of disgust for a very long time, man. And it really, like, it's not only does it disgust me, but it doesn't even anger me anymore. It straight up drains the energy from my body. Like, it's so deflating to watch things like this. And not only is it deflating to watch things like this, but to watch it get celebrated. This mental illness, walking mental illness, just gets celebrated to the point where they're on the face of Bud Light. They're on Bud Light bottles. They have their own Bud Light bottle, dude. I thought this was an April Fool's joke. That's why I didn't make a video on it yesterday. I was convinced there's no way that Bud Light is this stupid. Let's check out this video, and then we'll check out responses from people like Walsh, Sneako, and some other people as well. Obviously, you already know Matt Walsh is going to have a field day with this one. But dude, like I said, viewer discretion is advised. Let's check this video out.
The estimated hold time is now less than 96 minutes.
Like, this is disturbing. No, something is wrong, man. Something is wrong with the world that we're living in right now. Like, something like this video right here, for some reason, let me know in the comments if you feel the same way, but this video right here is really making me feel strange, and really not even enraged, but just disgusted and just really, really weird. It feels like these types of people here, it feels like a Hunger Games type situation where the capital is just totally out of touch with reality while the rest of the people are struggling. The US dollar is about to crash. We're giving billions of dollars to Ukraine. There's money laundering schemes. There's Donald Trump being arrested. All these other distractions, this included. It's just weird, everything that's going on in the world, man. And I don't know, maybe I'll think of it when I'm done recording this video, but something about this video in particular is worse than the other Dylan Mulvaney videos that I've seen. And I can't put my finger on it. This one just seems worse.
We thank you for your patience.
Sorry, are you still there?
Yes.
Okay, please hold.
So thank God that's over, and I will never have to watch that again. It was pain to watch it the first time, and somehow it was even more painful the second time. I don't ever want to watch that again. I don't ever want to see that face again. Like I said, there's a lot of people that reacted to this very strongly. Most people, I haven't seen anyone saying that they're now going to buy Bud Light. I don't think that that's going to happen. I don't know who their target audience is supposed to be with this type of ad, or with Dylan Mulvaney being, I don't even know. I don't think this is an official ad. I think this is just Dylan Mulvaney posting weird Dylan Mulvaney videos. But I don't understand who Bud Light thought they were targeting by making Dylan Mulvaney a face of the Bud Light brand. Like, did they think people were going to buy Bud Light now just simply because Dylan Mulvaney is on the cover? I don't understand. It truly just, it mind boggles me. Because as I think that, you know, the world is starting to wake up, that the wokeness stuff is starting to go away, Hollywood is starting to realize if you make woke movies, they're not going to make money. If you make movies like Top Gun Maverick, they are going to make money, not necessarily pandering to any specific side, just straight up making good, fun movies. You start to think that they're learning that. You know, they're making certain decisions that starts to make you think that they're actually learning. You know, they're actually not trying to push this propaganda anymore because they're just going too broke trying to do that. And then things like this happen, where Bud Light is just straight up sacrificing their brand they're going to get boycott, and it's going to be strong, and it's not going to be difficult, as Matt Walsh says it right here. The good news is that Bud Light tastes like rainwater that someone siphoned out of a tin bucket, so it should be very easy to boycott. Like, people are not going to have an issue boycotting Bud Light. It's just not going to be an issue. And people like Matt Walsh, people who follow Matt Walsh, people who follow anyone with common sense, or people who have common sense themselves, are going to follow through with this boycott, because there's a ton of light beers out there that taste the same, if not better, than Bud Light. Like, it's not going to be a difficult one, and I guarantee you they're not going to gain a bunch of customers because of this. I haven't seen a single person out there, and point them out, man. If they're out there, please point them out. I haven't seen a single person who said that they're now going to start drinking Bud Light because Dylan Mulvaney is on the face of it. This person has a gay pride flag in their bio. Let me check out what they have to say. I'll say it again, nothing of value has been lost. Budweiser beer is like making love in a canoe. It's effing close to water. I'm stealing this for use outside of Twitter. Yeah, that's a good one. That's a good one. I was actually surprised that a person with a pride flag in their name would say something like that, but goes to show you that even the people that they're trying to target are not going to be targeted. Like, they're not going to give in. They're not going to buy Bud Light. Like, they're just not. Ian Miles Strong says, I hate this thing. I'm right there with you, Ian. I also hate this thing. Bud is a shit beer, so I was already boycotting them. Yeah, I don't drink beer, but from what I've heard, most people don't really like Bud Light too much. Anyway, let's check out what Sneako had to say about Dylan Mulvaney being the new face of Bud Light. And here is the bottle, or the can, that Dylan Mulvaney is on. And it's crazy that you can get on a can of Bud Light by simply just wearing a dress, by acting like a woman when you're born a man. That's the only thing that Dylan Mulvaney has ever done. That's it. That's their biggest accomplishment in life. And that is why he is on the cover of a Bud Light can, is because he's a man who is acting like a woman, and a caricature of a woman, an extreme caricature of a woman. Now they're on the Bud Light can. Sneako says, Bud Light sponsored a man whose life accomplishment was dressing like a woman. We're teaching the Western youth that mental illness is a celebrated achievement. And Ryan Dawson replied to that and said, boycott Bud Light. A lot of people shared that sentiment. A lot of people out there are saying boycott Bud Light, and it seems like kind of a no-brainer. It's not even like people are going to have to try to push hard to get people to boycott Bud Light. Kind of like people were trying to push people to boycott Disney Star Wars whenever Gina Carano was fired and stuff like that. We all knew that that was never going to work. We all knew that people need their fix of Star Wars so bad that they would never be able to stop watching Star Wars. So this is different. People don't need Bud Light. You could just drink another light beer. You know, people aren't reliant on Bud Light. People don't live and die by the Bud Light brand like they do with Star Wars. You don't see many YouTube channels out there dedicated to Bud Light. You know what I mean? So it's going to be very easy to boycott Bud Light. I think that their business is probably going to fall off an absolute cliff, and they're not going to gain any new customers, maybe 5 or 10, but they're not going to make up for the hundreds of thousands that they're going to lose by putting Dylan Mulvaney on the face of a Bud Light can. It's disgusting, man. And like I said, this video was probably the weirdest one that I've seen yet, and I can't put my finger on why, because he has definitely made some weirder videos objectively than this one. But for some reason, this one just really rubs me the wrong way. I think that Matt Walsh is probably going to make a video on this, probably having an absolute field day with it. But I agree with his tweet here. I mean, it's not going to be hard for people to boycott Bud Light. It's just not going to be hard. And Bud Light's business is probably going to fall off an absolute cliff. Like I said earlier, let me know what you guys think in the comments about the entire situation. What do you think about Matt Walsh and Sneako's responses to Dylan Mulvaney being the new face of Bud Light? Let me know what you guys think in the comments.